So, comrades, we are going to start the meeting now. So we have here the next speaker is from an organization which was set up 6 or 7 months ago, a major new peace organization in Britain, No to NATO, No to War. And he's also a member of the Workers' Party.
Sure, I'll jump right into it then. Thank you for inviting me today, everyone. My name's John Maxted, and I'll be speaking today for No to NATO, No to War. Since its founding, No to NATO has fought hard to establish itself as the home for all sections of the British anti-war movement, regardless of whether they identify on the political spectrum. We recognise that it's only by forging a united front that we can truly stand up for international peace and friendship around the world. Perhaps most importantly, we understand that the greatest obstacle to achieving and maintaining that peace is NATO and the aggression that it has carried out on multiple fronts all over the world. So this is why it's our mission to see Britain break free from this organisation, as it's effectively incapable of changing course while it remains bound to it. The UK has contributed about £4.6 billion in aid to Ukraine since the war escalated in February 2022. This has come in various forms, ranging from advanced weapon systems, munitions such as Challenger tanks and anti-tank missiles, to training and technical support for Ukraine's armed forces, including the large number of Banderite Nazis that have at this point spread throughout its ranks at all levels. The British aid only serves to prop up a failing regime and prevent its total collapse. It's effectively prolonging the butchery and bloodshed that has come to characterize this horrendous war. In this way, Britain's government has played its shameful part in the deaths of many Russians and Ukrainians. So what's more, this comes at a time when the UK is entering a period of recession and can ill afford yet more imperialist military entanglements abroad. The UK is amongst the worst affected countries of both the energy and cost of living crises, only been stoked on by international developments that have been precipitated by this. So this has resulted in a reality where food poverty for British children has almost doubled in a year, as many households are driven deeper and deeper into poverty from the double whammy of skyrocketing inflation and energy prices, the latter which is directly driven in large part by a successful US-led campaign to drive a wedge between Russia and European clients for its energy exports. This is most prominently the case in Germany, which is now undergoing a process of deindustrialization as a consequence of this new status quo. So we can see that this isn't simply a matter of the British government wasting resources that could be better utilized at home, but rather but in the process of propping up murderous ultra-nationalist regimes abroad, its policy in Ukraine is in fact actively exacerbating the poverty and misery of our own people, particularly the poorest and most vulnerable sections of British society. So in this way, it is clear that the struggles of the British, the Russian, and the broader European peoples are linked together and in direct contradiction with the US-led NATO proxy war in Ukraine. So it's precisely this contradiction that motivates No to NATO as it campaigns to sweep away the tenacious remnants of the old Cold War that are now driving us on the path towards a new world war. So with its aggressive and predatory foreign policy, our government is now flirting with human devastation on a scale that hasn't been seen ever, and all for the reckless self-interest of a vanishingly small elite. It's an elite that will, nevertheless, still burn in the nuclear fire along with the rest of us, should we ever cross that threshold. So with this in mind, No to NATO is more committed than ever to push back against US-led aggression in Ukraine by any means at our disposal. We carry forward the demand for Britain to invoke Article 13 of the North Atlantic Treaty, formally beginning the process of our country's withdrawal from NATO. It's our mission to agitate for this in every town, to bring it to the doorstep of every MP and councillor, to make this demand heard on every campus of every university in the country, and to decisively rally the public to the cause for peace. It is integral that we spare no resource in not only hastening the end of this war, but in laying the foundations for a new international order that will safeguard against a disaster like this ever happening again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John, for that contribution. Just remind me your name.
John Maxted.
John Maxted from No to NATO, No to War, and the Workers' Party. I thought that was absolutely superb. In the coming week, we will try and circulate his statement to the comrades who are participating in the Zoom meeting.